What's going on, DashClicks family? What is up? Drop a number 5 in the chat if you can hear me, if you can see me. I am so pumped up to be here today. 5 in the chat, let's go. Break the chat, everybody. What's going on? Let's touch the room really quick and let's see where everybody is. We have agency owners from all across the world. Go ahead and drop in the chat. Where are you from? We got Connecticut. Where are you from? Drop it in the chat. Oh, you guys are going crazy. Baltimore, Alton, Alabama, Savannah, UK, NC, Fort Lauderdale, Calgary, Burbank, Allen, Texas. Woo! What's going on, everybody? Today I am super pumped up because I personally have not been live in this studio in a couple of months, so it's nice to finally be back in action in the studio where it all began. And today, I'm gonna do something special for you guys. Today, we are going to take a time machine way back in time, all the way back to 2009, when I started my social media marketing agency, Social Agency. And we're gonna go through my entire story. We're gonna go through the history, and we're gonna figure out and decode everything that I did that actually brought us to being a successful, a profitable, and a multi-million-dollar revenue-generating digital marketing agency. So, if you're pumped up and that sounds like something you'd like to learn about, go ahead and drop a number 3 in the chat for me really quick. Go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat for me really quick. Let's make some noise. So first and foremost, before we go ahead and kick things off here, what I'm going to do is I've split up this presentation into 2 sections, just to set some context. The first section is going to be slide deck based. Now I got a couple slides here. We're going to roll through them really quick, but for you to understand everything that's went on in my life, in my digital marketing agency, and everything that got us to, like I said, the successful point of making millions of dollars and generating millions of dollars in gross revenue every single year and being profitable, I need to physically show it to you. I need you to touch it. I need you to feel it. I need you to see it. I need you to hear it. And then what we're going to do is the second half of this presentation, I'm going to scrap this whole slide deck, and we're going full-blown whiteboard. And I'm going to literally go through the main core strategies, the main things that we did, the main shifts that we did inside of our marketing agency that got us to over $100K a year in sales and over $1 million a year in sales, and then into multi-million dollars a year in sales. So once again, if that sounds good to you and you're super pumped up to be here on this DashClicks webinar, go ahead, drop a number 7 in the chat for me, and let's go ahead and kick things off. One thing, by the way, and I just actually want to touch the room really quick one last time. If this is your first time ever, by the way, guys, if I'm looking at the side screen here, I see you guys here. Let's do some quick camera angles really quick. So we got the side screen right here. What's going on, everybody? And you can see, I see you guys right here, and I see all of your comments going right down here in the chat. Then we got the GoPro up top, which will give you a top view of the studio. What's going on all the way up top? And then we got front-facing camera, and then we also have P and P, where you'll see me down here on the bottom right. So now we know all the camera angles, and we got a little quick tour of the studio. Let's go ahead and break the chat for me. Say yes inside of the chat. Show me the excitement, because I live off of excitement. The more you excite me, the more I want to share. Once again, the more you excite me, the more I want to share with you. The further back I'll pull back the curtains, the more strategies I will share with you. Okay? So go ahead. I want you to blow up the chat any chance you get. If at any point in time during this webinar I say something that completely blows your mind, I want to hear it. I want to feel it. I want you to blow up the chat. Also, what I'm going to do, I am going to be hanging out towards the end of this webinar. So I want you to hang out with me. I'm going to be answering any questions you might have. So if there's things I'm saying, I'm going to be going pretty quick along this webinar to make sure that we make it in time. I'll stay on and I'll hang out with you guys at the end for a bit, and I'll answer any questions that just didn't make sense to you or you want a little dig a little bit deeper on, okay? Also, one thing to note is we have our amazing team that's inside of the chat as well. So as you're asking questions, we have Daniel Matthews and we have Gil Galan from our Dashclicks team. They are inside of the chat in Zoom answering questions. They will also be on the actual Facebook live streams as well. If you're watching this on Facebook, we'll be kind of hanging around everywhere answering all your questions, so feel free to ask any questions you have along the way. And if they didn't answer them, I will make sure to answer them towards the end of the call. Sounds good? Say good in the chat and let's kick things off. So to kick things off the right way, like I said, am going to show you how I would do $100,000 in sales in 12 months if I had to start all over from scratch. If I lost everything and literally had to take a time machine back, this is exactly what I would do to get $100,000 in sales. So let's go ahead and kick things off. First and foremost, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Chad Kaderi, and I'm the CEO of two multiple seven-figure marketing companies, Dashclicks, and our retail agency, Social Agency, which has been running since 2009. Okay? Now, in order for us to really understand the future, we have to start with the past. So let's go ahead and let's take the time machine all the way back to 2009, and let's see how it all started. On September 13th, 2009, this is where I started my digital marketing agency, Social Agency. Now, just a quick show of hands here. Drop a 1 in the chat if this is where you are right now, or if this is where you started your marketing agency. This is a bedroom inside of my parents' house, okay? I was about 21 years old at the time when I started my marketing agency. This was over almost 12 years ago. All right, so you can see I had little to nothing. I had no experience doing this. I jumped into this industry head first. I had no training. I did not go to school to be a digital marketer, okay? This was literally all started from scratch. And this is where I think most of you are today. Now, one thing I want to note, and I want to set some expectations for everybody. Fast forwarding about almost 12 years later, I want you to be aware of something if you're getting into this industry, or if you're starting your own business and you're starting your entrepreneurship journey. First thing is, when building a business, it becomes your life. It embodies everything you are, literally all of your traits. You become the brand, the visionary, the creator. So unless you're ready to take this on head first, this webinar is not for you. This webinar is specifically for entrepreneurs, for people who want to start a digital marketing agency, for people who are looking to build a successful career in this industry. And even if you don't have a digital marketing agency yet, this webinar is for you if you're looking to make a difference, if you're looking to make an impact on your life and the lives of everybody around you. So if that is you and you are looking to make a difference within your life, a big impact in your life, go ahead and drop a number 3 in the chat. I want to know who you are. Let's fast forward a little bit. Now, hence, let me rewind really quick. When I go all the way back here, I want you to look at this room really quick because, like I said, this room really tells a big story. Okay, aside from the awkward jukebox that I had in my room that most of you guys are like, Chad, why on earth would you have a jukebox on your desk? I still, to this day, have no idea. But what I will tell you guys is that this desk in 2009, I did a whopping $4,000 in sales annually. The entire year, I sat at that desk and I worked every single day, 10 hours, 15-hour days, weekends, nights, sweated, and made about $4,000 in my first year in business. Now, as most entrepreneurs would think about it, that's a failure. That is a failure. Working an entire year for $4,000 in sales for an entire company, for an entire business, it's a little lame. But what you don't know is, let's fast forward a little bit in time. Let's go back, okay? Year 4, 4 years later. Now, when you see these numbers, these are years, people. These are physical years of my life that I lived, that I worked. So don't take this number. 4 years is a long time. Can you imagine? Think about where you are right now. Fast forward 4 years. It is a long time. This was August 2nd, 2013. I moved into my first office, which I actually shared. It was a shared office that I shared with one of my good friends. He had a little spot in the front of his office that I literally traded and bartered and said, hey, I'll do SEO on your website. Let me get that front office space. You're not using it. This is what it looked like. It literally had 2 rooms. I was in the first room, and my 2 employees that I hired were in the second room. In the middle, you'll see Angie. She was our first fulfillment person and customer service manager. And then you will see our first fronter. His name is Bruce, all the way on the right. This was year 4, 2013. Let's fast forward again. Year 5, 1 year after that, about a year and a half after that, on October 20th, 2014, I opened my second office. I finally got to open my own office. And as you can see, we expanded. We hired multiple people, and we expanded our operations. We expanded into sales. We expanded by building our fulfillment team. And those were really the 2 main avenues that we were focused on at the time. Fast forward again, year 7, October 16th, October 1st, 2016. Fast forwarding again, we opened another office and expanded again, hired more people, took our sales to the next level, opened up our very first call center that you can see right here on the bottom right. And at this time, probably about 20 to 25 employees in this office. Let's fast forward again. February 9th, 2017, I had a dream. I woke up in the middle of the night and started mocking up what we know as today is DashClicks. This was my first version, my first wireframe, my first mock-up of what you guys are using today, which is DashClicks. Can you imagine if DashClicks looked like this today? That'd be horrible. And with that vision became a reality, because on October 1st, 2018, we launched DashClicks V1. Fast forward again, now 10 years later from that seat in 2009, all the way 10 years later, July 1st, 2019, I was out of the country. I got a call from one of our partners. He said, Chad, the office next door just moved out. I think this is the time. This is expansion time. This is the time to break down the wall and double up. And that's exactly what we did. We broke down the wall to the office next door. We took down the space. We hired more people. We built out more offices, and we expanded our business yet again. We took chances. One thing that I can tell you from this 10-year journey that you're looking at is making big moves and taking chances is part of being an entrepreneur. Can you guys agree with me? Drop a number 3 in the chat if you agree. Let's keep going. Fast forward current day. I have a growing business. I'm making money. I'm my own boss. I have thousands of customers, full-time employees, big office space, dream car, dream wife. Okay? And I'm not saying this to brag, because I want you to go back in time again and look at the start. I'm simply showing you that your dreams can become a reality. And I am living proof of that, because I went from being home at mama's house at 21 years old, doing $4,000 a year annually, to speaking on stages in front of hundreds and thousands of people at conferences. From once again, speaking at private events about my skills, hosting events, people flying all over the world, okay, to join us. This was a picture from Dash Day that we used to do. People fly all around the world to come visit us in our DashClicks headquarters and get full-blown daily workshops. Once again, your dreams can come a reality as well. Now, here's my results of using these 3 simple frameworks to maximize our sales. Let's go into some revenue. Who wants to see some numbers here? Who's nosy and wants to see some numbers? Drop a number 5 in the chat if that's you. Drop a number 5 in the chat if you want me to show you how much revenue we went from $4,000 a year in social agency. Okay, and once again, we are talking about social agency here. Fast forward. Let's take a quick time machine. We went from $4,000 in 2019. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit to big monumental numbers to $588,000 in 2015. 2016, $817,000. 2017, $1.23 million. 2018, $1.472 million. 2019, $1.641 million. And so on and so on. Now, I want you to keep in mind that results like this will not happen for you unless you work for it. Everything that I've done up until today, you've seen the last 12 years, I was literally working. I was taking big shots, I was making big moves, I was making big gambles, and it got me to where I am today, and I want the same for you. Now, if you want that for yourself, go ahead once again, let's feel the room out. Drop a number 3 in the chat if this is what you want for yourself. Drop a number 3 in the chat. Now today, we're going to discuss something most agency owners avoid. Growing a real business and not a high-paying 9-to-5. Okay? The 3 simple agency frameworks are literally prospecting, sales, and fulfillment. Okay? If you can get these 3 things down pat, you will have a successful marketing agency. You have a thriving marketing agency. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the rest of these slides really, really quick. And then we're going to switch into some whiteboard action. If you are the person who likes to take screenshots, now's the time to get your fingers on the keyboard, because we're going to move super quick here. Okay? Now, the major takeaways that you're going to get from these frameworks in this webinar is, 1, the overall goal is for you to get clarity on how to grow a large, successful agency with multiple employees instead of being a high-paid freelancer. For you to learn prospecting, how to capitalize your prospecting framework so you're capable of creating a multi-stream automated lead generation approach. For you to learn sales, so you can create a sales structure and inject a 12-year-old proven prospect into your workflows and calibrate your agency for success. Fulfillment, the inside secrets of what most agencies fail at, of when they're onboarding clients, and the exact measures that you can take to escape the hamster wheel of doom. Let's go ahead and get started with probably one of the sexiest ones, prospecting. It's one that you probably might be struggling with the most. How do you actually get people to raise their hand and say, Chad, I'm interested in what you have to offer? How do you get them to raise their hand and say, Chad, I want to buy what you are selling? How do you get them to raise their hand and say, Chad, I want to get more information on your product and your service? How do you get them to do that day in and day out and get multiple calls booked on your calendar? This is where it all begins. Now, first, let's understand really what prospecting is. Prospecting is the first step in your sales process, which consists of identifying potential customers, aka prospects. The goal of prospecting is to develop a database of likely customers and then systematically communicate with them in the hopes of converting them from potential customers to paid customers. Okay, now after speaking with thousands of agency owners from all across the world, I started to see patterns, okay? And this is how most agencies prospect, unfortunately. They literally have one line out in the ocean and they're catching little baby fish, just like this, okay? Now, if this is you, then this is a big issue. okay? Because only fishing with one line and catching small fish is a really big issue, okay? Let me show you how we used to prospect in social agency. We have multiple lines out in the ocean. We got one here, boom, 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 boom. We got lines everywhere. We're hooking fish all day. And that is what you need to be doing. Because the more fish, okay, the more fishing lines that you have, the more fish you're able to catch. I will repeat that again because this might be a light bulb moment for you. The more fishing lines you have out in the ocean, the more fish you will catch. It is as self-explanatory as that. Now, we have multiple prospecting streams that we used when we were running social agency. Okay, and let me go through them really quick, and I'll give you a second to take a screenshot when I get to the end. We did cold calling, Facebook ads, Google ads, LinkedIn outreach, Instagram outreach, Facebook outreach, YouTube videos, SEO, blogging, mass emailing, local trade shows, Facebook groups. We had our call center. We did business walk-ins, and I even spoke at events. And we did some other ones too. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this. These were all the prospecting strategies that we did in social agency. These were the ones that worked the best for us. Cold calling, mass emailing, call center, and business walk-ins. For our agency, that got us and drew us the most revenue, okay? Let's go over the prospecting softwares we needed. We needed a CRM system, a scheduling system, a calendar, a predictive dialer, a mass emailer, an SMTP service, and Insta sites and Insta reports. This is literally what we use in social agency to generate millions of dollars in sales. That's it. And CRM system, Insta sites, and Insta reports were the main ones. That's all you need. Those were the best prospecting tools that you can use, hands down. Let's keep going. Now that we understood prospecting, okay, let's go into sales really quick. What is sales? I think most people underestimate what sales really is, and that's a big issue. A sale is a transaction between two or more parties in which the buyer receives tangible or intangible goods, services, and or assets in exchange for money. What is a value ladder? Let's go through this really quick because this is a big part of sales. How many people know what a value ladder is? Drop a 3 if you've ever heard of this term before. Okay? A value ladder is a method of mapping out your product and service offering visually in ascending order of value and price. As clients ascend up the ladder, the value level increases and so does the cost. It's that simple. All right? Here was our core service offerings: Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, content marketing, directory listings, website design, funnel building, social media posting, and the ones that we sold the most of was SEO, directory listings, and website designs. Okay? It was our top selling products. It was the products that had the most retention and made us the most money. So this is your time to screenshot. And social media posting. Next, let's talk about a sales team structure. Fronters and closers is really what you need in a sales organization. You need appointment setters and you need closers. Okay? Where I suggest focusing on is fronters. That's where you're going to get your leads on your calendar. Make sure that you get them booked for you all day. Let's talk about our communication path to sell. We did Zoom calls, we did phone calls, we did in-person meetings. Phone calls always work the best for us. All right, let's keep going. Our contract terms. We did 12-month contracts, we did 6-month contracts, we did 3-month contracts, and we did no monthly contracts. The one that worked the best for us and we had the stickiest retention rate was 6 months. Guys, these are golden nuggets that I had to spend millions of dollars to learn that I'm giving you in literally like 5 minutes. So take these notes down, okay? Our monthly price offerings. We did $49 a month, we did $199 a month, we did $399 a month, we did $699 a month, we did $999 a month. These were the different packages that we created. The best selling service, the number one selling price was our $699 a month bundle program that we sold. $699 a month. Let's keep going. Now that we understand prospecting, we understand sales, let's go straight into fulfillment. What is fulfillment? Fulfillment is a feeling of happiness and satisfaction. It's also the completion of something, like the fulfillment of a promise. This word has two related meanings. Now, people often feel fulfillment is when something is completed, whether it's a goal or a dream or repair work that you've been waiting on. It's actually not that. It's a feeling of satisfaction and happiness. And if you can give that to your customers, then you're going to get customers to stick around with you forever. All right, let's keep going. Now let's talk about how most agencies operate. How many people are operating like this? Be honest. Go ahead and drop a number 4 in the chat. If you are operating like this, where you're stuck in a hamster wheel, you keep shoving your face in mud, go ahead and drop a number 4 in the chat if this is you. And be honest with yourself, okay? Because you'll look around the room and there's a lot of people just like you in here. And that is totally fine. You just feel stuck. And it's normal. And that's okay. I felt like that for years. Okay, and here's the top reasons why most agencies fail. They can't get results. They make false promises. They have zero transparency, zero client communications. They have a do-it-yourself approach, setting impossible expectations with your clients, zero knowledge of services, plus much more. This is the main one that I've seen that causes the highest churn and the most cancellations, is setting impossible expectations with your clients. Okay? Now, let's talk about fulfillment retention measures. Okay? How do you actually retain clients? Results-based services, weekly call updates, transparent reporting dashboards, monthly overview reports, working together, setting proper expectations, building trust, building rapport. Once again, this is the biggest thing that got us to retain clients the most. Do you see how that's the opposite of the reason why most people are losing clients? Does that make sense to you now? It's a big one. Okay, so this is 3 simple, we're going to get into details here because I'm going to start whiteboarding. These are the 3 simple agency frameworks. Now if you follow these 3 frameworks, you'll be able to create a wildly profitable marketing agency, okay? One that has predictable revenue just like I did. Prospecting, sales, fulfillment. All right, now, who wants to have some fun with me? Let's switch over to the whiteboard and start talking about strategies. Drop a number 3 in the chat if that's you. Drop a number 3 in the chat. All right. Awesome. Let's get to it. Now, first and foremost, and I want to kind of feel the room out, okay? Out of those frameworks, whether it's prospecting, whether it's sales, or whether it's fulfillment, which one do you struggle with the most? Drop a number 1 if it's prospecting, 2 if it's sales, 3 if it's fulfillment. 1 if it's prospecting, 2 if it's sales, 3 if it's fulfillment. Go ahead, everybody. Drop it in the chat. Make it rain. I want everybody also to look inside of the chat. If you're live in the Zoom, if you're live on Facebook, wherever you are, go ahead and put your eyes inside of the chat. You will see that most people put in 1 and 2. Okay? Luckily for you guys, you have a company like DashClicks that can fulfill all of your orders. So you don't need to worry about the fulfillment side. You do need to worry about the retention side. Okay? And that comes with just client management. So today, in this whiteboard strategy that we're going to go over today, we're going to focus on number 1 and 2. Because I don't think maybe 1 or 2 people dropped the number 3 in here. Everybody, every agency owner has a problem with sales, with prospecting and sales. Keep in mind, this is a domino effect. If you can't prospect and you can't get any leads, it tips over to the next domino, which is sales. That means you got nothing to sell. So you have to start with step 1. You have to keep it simple, okay? Now, who wants to know the easiest way to start making sales so you can hit $100,000 in revenue this next 12 months? Go ahead and drop a number 4 in the chat. what is the easiest prospecting method which you can do right now to generate leads and fill up your calendar? Okay? Now, most of you are probably going to say, Chad, I don't want to do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. That's just not me. That's not for me, Chad. And if that's you, what I'd like you to do is after I say what this is, I'd like you to get up and please leave the webinar because entrepreneurship is not for you, okay? Entrepreneurship is for the people that go above and beyond, they gotta do what they gotta do to generate revenue and build a company, okay? So once again, if that is not you, please get up and exit the webinar right now, okay? Somebody said, Daniel said, this is Sparta. That's how business is. It feels like you literally are in the movie 300 and you're like, this is Sparta, and you gotta go, right? The most quickest way, the way that generated us the most revenue, and I'm talking about millions of dollars in revenue, is the easiest thing, and everybody's got it. It's a phone. This device right here has generated me millions of dollars in sales, right here, this device. Whether you got an iPhone, you got a tablet, you got a Sidekick, I don't care what you got, okay? This device, everyone has it. It's in your pocket all day, okay? So if you're giving yourself excuses on why you can't make sales, you need to leave this right now, the webinar. You got a phone in your pocket, and you have a product to sell, and you have a mouth. Those are the only three things that you need in order to generate sales for your agencies. Those were the only three things I had when I was generating revenue for my agency. Those were the only three things I had when I went from $4,000 in sales to $100K in sales to $500K in sales to $1 million in sales to a multi-million in sales. You can literally have a multi-million-dollar business by using your phone and using your mouth. Those are the only things that you need in this life, in business, to be successful, honestly, okay? You can have the best strategies in the world. You can have the best softwares in the world to save you time, right? Those things are great. It's not the core, okay? If you want immediate revenue right now, the first thing you need to do, and I want everybody to write this down, okay? The first thing that you need to do is call people. It's the simplest thing that you can do, okay? And here's another way to do it without getting confused. There's multiple places where you can go and generate quick little lead lists. Here's a first one. It's called Google. Google Maps. I use Google Maps, and I also used Yelp for years before I ever went to any of the lead generation softwares and all these tools that'll download you lead lists. Keep it simple. If you want quick results, take technology out, take the confusing stuff out, and keep it as simple as you can. If you keep it as simple as you can go from $0 to $100,000 very fast, okay? All about mindset, all about focus, all about running as fast as you can, all right? Call people, okay? The next thing that you want to do is, when you're calling them, you want to make sure that you have an offer, okay? We had really two core offers. We had InstaSites, which was a website. InstaSites, okay, which for those of you, if you don't know what InstaSites is, you can go check it out in DashClicks. It's an instant website builder, okay? And the next thing was Insta Reports, and I'm going to show you guys how we did this and how we used it. All right, we did two things. For Insta Reports, I'll start with that one. One of the biggest shifts, so now we're going in through the time machine here, right? We went through, we saw the whole story. Let's talk about the major shifts. How I went from $4,000 to $588,000. I believe it was 2015. What was that shift? The shift for me was recurring services. In 2009, I was selling one-off services. I was doing business card designs, I was selling graphic designs, I was doing a bunch of really one-off stuff. Okay, only until 2015 did I finally realize that stuff just doesn't work. In order to create what we call in the agency space a stack effect, what I mean by that is you have customers that keep paying you every single month, month over month. That's a stack effect. Okay, and as you scale up, you get more customers paying you more money. Okay, that's the value ladder. It goes like this. All right, you need to generate recurring revenue. Okay, and that's when I started introducing InstaSites and InstaReports into the world. Okay, InstaSites, before we even used it in Dashclicks, it was a tool that we actually built. We hired a developer to go out and we built basically InstaSites. That was our first tool that we had. It would basically build websites really, really quick. Okay? What you know as today's InstaSites. And our offer was, we knew that the struggle that we were having was to get a book of business, right? So, how to get all of these people to raise their hand and say yes. So all we did is, we went to these networks, we went to Google, we went to Google Maps, we went to Yelp, and literally I went down the list, and I would just literally type in plumber into Google Maps, and I would call every single plumber on the list. And then I would go and I would type in roofer, and I would call every single roofer on the list. And I would type in real estate agent, and I would call in every realtor on the list. And I would go and I would type in pool repair, and I would type out. You understand what I'm saying, how simple this can be without making it complex? Okay? Once we did that, we had a core offer of InstaSites. And we used to charge about $200 to $300 just to get our foot in the door. This was a way to get our foot in the door and sell our higher end package, which we use InstaReports for. Now, one thing that I want you guys to understand is InstaSites and InstaReports, these are prospecting tools, which basically means these are tools that you use to go out into the market. Okay, remember the fishing? Who remembers the fishing slide before? Right, where you were fishing, right? You were doing all that good stuff. This is a way to fish on the phone. Call people and you lay out your hook. And the only way that you can get a sale is if you get a bite first. So you got to get the bite, and then you got to start reeling them in. Right, you're reeling them in, and then you got a sales call and you're reeling them in again. Right, reeling them in. And then you start making sales, right? And that's what needs to be done, okay? So our hook was InstaSites. It was the first hook that we ever created. It was one of the most powerful offers that we had. We would call people and say, hey, my name's Chad. I'm calling from Social Agency. We're a local marketing company, and I actually went ahead and just built you a brand new website from scratch, and I would love for you to take a look at it. It's got all your information on there. It's like a 30-page website. I'd love for you to take a look at it. Where can I send you the link to this website? Can I send it to your email? And I can also text it to you as well. And that's all we did. We would just lay out our hooks. And we would lay out our hooks, but keep in mind, once again, you got your hook, but you need the driver. What's the driver? It's for you to call people. Pick up the phone and call people. I used to hand dial about 150 people a day on average, and I used to set out my InstaSite hook. And I used to get about 5 to 10 on average, pretty standard. I used to get about 5 to 10 people to say, you know what, Chad? Sure, send it over. Here's my email address. Here's my phone number. You can text it to me too. And I used to lay out my hooks. Now that I got people on my hooks, about 5 to 10 people a day, this is where you start reeling in. Reel them in, okay? This is where you can now start getting a little bit of technology involved. Now, if you guys have Dashclicks, this is where your deals app would come in, okay? Your CRM system. Now you'd want to take all of these 5 to 10 people, and you want to start putting them in your sales pipeline, right? And you want to drop them right here in this lead, let's call it in, right? In your first stage of your pipeline, your lead in stage, okay? That's what you want to do. Because what happens is the next day, Tuesday, I'm coming in and I'm doing the same thing again. I'm going to Google and I'm typing in industries And I'm doing the same thing. I'm saying, hey, my name is Chad, I'm calling from social agency. And then the next day I would do the same thing. And I would just hook people all day. And that's the first thing that you guys need to think about. I really want to keep this webinar super simple and super basic, because if you do, you can easily hit $100,000 in revenue in the next 12 months. And I'm looking at you and I'm telling you that is what you need to do. Keep it simple, okay? 5 to 10 booked appointments per day of people who are interested in my website offers, what I was doing. And I was doing that every single day. And I did that for months, and then when we opened our call center, I did that for years. Okay? I did that for a long time. And most of you guys are like, Chad, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make any phone calls. I'm scared to talk to people on the phone. I don't want to do cold calling. I'm scared that I'm going to get rejected. I don't want to do that. Well, let's take it back again. If that's you, please stand up and leave the room, okay? If that is you. Stand up and leave the room. We'll give the non-entrepreneurs a second to leave the webinar, and then we will continue. By the way, guys, while we're waiting for the non-entrepreneurs to leave the webinar, how many people so far are getting light bulb moments? Can we drop a number 3 in the chat if that's you? How many people are getting light bulb moments? Can we drop a number 3 in the chat if that is you? If anything during this webinar has helped you out. Awesome. Going back, 5 to 10 people. I'm dropping them in my CRM system. I'm doing the same thing over and over and over. And all I'm doing is I'm keeping the process really simple. I get 5 to 10 people a day in my CRM system here, okay? And my goal is to move them down the path, okay? Move them down the path. So they would go from lead in, and then after lead in, they would go to the next stage in my pipeline, which is no-show, because we had a no-show column if we called somebody that no-showed, right? And then after that, it would go to the next stage, and you can build out your stages, whatever your sales sequence is, that's totally fine. Okay, the sales sequence is not what matters. In fact, when we did our pipeline, we literally had, I don't know, like 5 stages, 4 or 5 stages. This is not complex. You don't need to have 97 stages with 37 deal automations. You don't need any of that stuff, okay? One thing that is cool, which will save you a shit ton of time, and I'll tell you this right now because we didn't have this back in the day, and that's why I built it into DashClicks, because I knew it would help agency owners, is if you are on the plus plan or higher in DashClicks and you're using deal automations, you can do something really cool. Because when I got these 5 to 10 people on my calendar, I used to have to go manually. I used to have to fill out a form, and then I used to have to build them the insights and send them the email and send them a text message and go through all that. Now we've completely crushed this out. You can literally create a deal automation on the first stage and automatically build an Insta site when a new deal gets created. How cool is that? Did you guys even know you can do that? Drop a number 3 in if you had no clue that you can do that. You can automatically build Insta sites. Literally, you just drop your new deal in and boom, the system will build the Insta site. It'll send them the email. It'll send them the text message. It'll even move them over to the next deal automatically, right? It'll do all of these automations for you, right? So that is on the plus plan or higher in DashClicks. It's the middle plan. It'll automate all of your grunt work. So now, guess what? You get an hour or 2 hours, right? You get probably 1 to 2 hours back of your day, and that 1 to 2 hours can go boom, right into here. And now you can up those numbers. Instead of making 150 calls a day, you're going to make 200 calls a day. Okay? And you're going to go from 7 to 14 scheduled calls a day. Whatever it is, your time is where your money is. All right? So first thing that you need to do, and I'm going to go through the Insta report strategy here too. All right? And what we used to do is we basically used to get these people on the calendar, all right, and then we get them on a booked appointment. At the end of the call, they said, yeah, I'm interested. Go ahead and send me over the link to the Insta site. Okay? All we used to do is something very simple. Say, not a problem. Let me go ahead and get that sent off to you right away. By the way, I'd like to have one of our website activation specialists join you on a call so they can actually show you the website with you. It's about a 20 or 30-minute phone call, whatever it is that you want to, schedule your time for. All right? And they're going to walk you through the whole process. And if you'd love to activate the website design itself is completely free. Just let me know, and I'll schedule a day and time. What day and time is good for you? And then that's where our scheduling system. So we use Calendly. All right? You can use Calendly, and you just, boom, book them on Calendly. Okay? You can create a free Calendly account. Go there, create a free Calendly account. Boom, book them on Calendly. Now you got your your scheduled appointment, and it's on your calendar. You get 5 to 10 of these every single day going on your calendar. You got hooks all over your calendar. Here's a number one secret. Who's ready for a number one secret? Say one in the chat. Drop a number one in the chat. Who's ready for a big secret that's probably self-explanatory? It's so stupid. You're going to be like, Chad, why would you even say that? Big pro tip here. Can't sell anything if you got nobody to sell to. You cannot sell anything if you have no one to sell to. Which means if you have no appointments on your calendar and nobody to speak to, you make a whopping $0. I know, it's crazy, right? That's why this is so important. Because if you don't get this down, nothing else will work. The forward dominoes will not work. The sales won't work. The fulfillment won't work. Nothing else matters. Nothing else works. This is the first big boy domino, big girl domino, whatever it is that you have to push over. You have to shove this domino over. This is the quickest way to do it. This is the fastest way to do it. This is the way that I did it, where I sold millions of dollars in revenue in my digital marketing agency. I tried this myself. This is proven. This is tested. This has a stamp of approval by Chad, CEO of DashClicks, who's excited for you to make a lot of revenue. But you have to do this first. You have to take baby steps. Okay? Proven and tested. Awesome. Now we have that out of the way. We got our calendar. Let's swing over here. All right. We got our amazing calendar. And our calendar is boom, 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 boom. We have calls all day. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we have 5 to 10 scheduled calls on our calendar every single day. And this, my friend, is a happy chat. Okay? This is when I become happy, when I see my calendar full. How many of you guys get excited when you wake up in the morning and instead of doing nothing and trying to find something to do, you actually have a calendar full of scheduled demos? How many of you guys are excited, would be excited about that? Drop a number 3 in the chat. Drop a number 3 in the chat if that's you. Right? Does that get you excited? If you wake up in the morning and boom, you got 5 to 10 people on your calendar every single day. Okay? Once again, I'm going to say the disclaimer. Now, if you thought at any point during this conversation, where you're like, Chad, I can't do this, I can't cold call, I don't want to pick up the phone, it's outside of my nights and weekend minutes, right? If that is you, I want you to do me a favor. Get up, go, get out of here. This webinar is not for you, okay? This webinar is for serious entrepreneurs. Do what it takes and get it done. This is what you need to do. Get on the call, call people. 5 to 10 calls a day is what you need to book on your calendar, okay? Once you have this booked on your calendar, you get Happy Chad, which is a calendar full of leads. Once you get a calendar full of leads, now you're in sales mode. Now you're in beast mode. Now you can go and actually start selling. The big thing. Who likes collecting credit cards? Who likes processing transactions? 2 in the chat. Who likes running credit cards? Who likes that feeling of Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and shit, we even take Discover for anyone in the world that has a Discover card? Who likes that? And then you actually get the credit card. And you're like, okay, great, boom. Payment gone through. Okay? It's like a drug, man. Getting payments in your Stripe account is like taking drugs. Now, drugs are not good for you, but payments are great for you. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to get at. It will get you excited. And what do payments do? Payments fuel the momentum, okay? Then you become like a raging animal. You're like, holy shit, it worked. Light bulb moment, boom, this thing worked. Okay, how do I go from 5 to 10 to 10 to 20 on my calendar? All right, great. I gotta go to get a VA. I gotta get somebody to help me do the prospecting. They're gonna book the calls on my calendar, and then I'm just gonna do sales all day. So I'm gonna wake up in the morning, I'm gonna take sales calls all day. How many people want that? Just close deals all day. Drop a number 3 in the chat if that's what you want. Okay? Drop a number 3 if that's what you want. Cool. Don't do that until you have this figured out 100%. If you don't have this figured out 100%, don't do that at all. Do not replace yourself from prospecting and move over into the sales environment, which is step 2. Okay? Now, we're on step 2. How do you sell the website? How many people want to learn how to close an actual deal? It's very important, right? You get somebody on your calendar. Okay? Now, I actually want to feel the room out because I've seen this topic a lot. How many people How many people have their calendar filled up but cannot close the damn deal for their life of it? Drop a number 5 in the chat. You got 5 calls scheduled on your calendar every single day, but you cannot close the deal. You can't get the dough. Drop a number 5 in the chat. All right. This is what you need to do. If you're not closing deals, you need to dissect your sales structure. Okay? 90% of the time, it's your offer. Your offer sucks. Okay? And that's the reason why you're not closing the deal. Okay? 10% of it, which is the other side, is you just not being a good salesperson. People misunderstand. You can have a great offer and be a shitty salesperson and still make a lot of sales. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand the importance of how important the actual offer is? Okay? You can be the shittiest salesperson in the world. And that's, people are going to be like, but Chad, I don't want to cold call. Chad, I'm not good at sales. Once again, get up, get out of here. Not for you, okay? Entrepreneurship is not for you, all right? You can be the shittiest salesperson. As long as you have a solid offer, you are going to close deals left and right, okay? Because what do people want? People want offers, okay? What happens when they do a Black Friday sale at Walmart? And Walmart gives away 5 TVs out of their inventory of like 3,000 in their freaking warehouse. They give away 5 for $100, okay? All of Walmart is filled up. People are dying over rampages to get a $100 TV, and there's like 5 available because the offer is so good that it attracts literally everyone. And that is the secret to closing a deal, okay? That is the secret to closing a deal. You need to also make sure that your offer is not the same as everyone else's offer. It's got to be unique. It's got to be creative. Okay, so you can do 2 things here. 1, you can sell them a website. That's cool, that's fun. You'll make $200-300 a pop, and that'll be great. You can sell for a little bit higher. Don't recommend going over 500. If you want to start taking big boy, big girl steps and put on your big girl pants, big boy pants, whatever it is, what I recommend you do is start creating a coupled bundle. A bundle. All right, and this is what I recommend doing. Here's what I recommend your bundle. Sweet spot. $6.99 is where you want to be at. So you want to create an offer that works for this. The best offer that I can tell you that got us the most sales, got us the most revenue, is this one right here. Okay? $6.99 a month. You get a website, which is an Insta site, and you get SEO. Whoops. SEO. Cool. $6.99 a month. And then there's also, let's say, $199 setup fee. Okay? So the first month is about $900. Swipe on the credit card. Every month after that is $6.99, and this is for 6 months. Now, if that is your offer, leverage the sexy part about it to make it a sexy offer. The website is the sexy part because they are getting a $5,000 website for free, and it's included. And they just pay $6.99 a month for SEO, but the website is free. It's included in your bundle. How many of you guys have ever had, you got internet, and how many of you guys right now have your phone bundled in with your internet, your house phone, and you don't even freaking have a house phone, right? It's the bundle that makes things sexy. It's the offer, okay? And if you separate it, if you separate the phone from the internet, you're like, no. I don't need a house phone. I just need the internet. Well, they're like, sir, instead of $100 a month, it's going to be $180 a month just for the internet. This is a special bundle promotion that we have, right? That's why people do that. That's why companies do that. Create a bundle, create a promo around it, create hype around it. It's on promotion. It's on sale. It's for a limited time only. You get a free website. It's included in your SEO plan. You don't have to pay $5,000 for a website. And this is your new bundle. $6.99 a month, $199 setup fee. Now you can go to Dashlix right now and you can get an Insta site. So you can get an Insta site for $122 first month. Every month after that is $25. Okay, you can get the basic SEO plan. I think it's $199 a month. Plus, we'll go down here. Plus, I think it's also like a want to say like $149 setup fee or something like that, okay? So you can basically see, you can not only sell everything, but you can port it all over to a fulfillment company like Dashclicks and not even do any of the heavy lifting and just make straight profit. And every month after that, they pay you $6.99 a month. You pay Dashclicks or a white label fulfillment company $199 a month. Inside is $25. That's $225 a month that you're paying to absolutely have all of the work taken care of, and you are charging $6.99 a month. Your margins are like 70% on that, all right? That is insane. Now, that's what you need to do. You need to take that revenue, all that revenue, that 70% profit margin, and figure out how to 10x that every single month. And that's what we call scaling. How do you do that every single month? I did that every single month for years. I used to close these bundles, okay? I used to close about like 10 of them a month at least on average. And that was like me alone, all right? And then when I added a fronter, I was closing more than that. And I added sales reps, I started closing more than that. And that's where you get the stack effect. Does everybody understand that so far? Does that excite anyone? Can you drop a number 3 in the chat? Right? Drop a number 3 in the chat really quick. It's pretty simple. I want to do a quick test really quick. I'm going to go back to the slide deck for 1 second. I'm going to do a quick test really quick. Let me feel where you guys are at really quick. Okay, let's do a quick group exercise. I want you to drop a 5 in the chat if you currently fall into any of these categories below. Okay? You cannot generate enough leads to keep the needle moving and fill up your pipeline daily. Drop a number 5 in the chat if that's you. Okay? And please be honest with yourself and everybody else in the room. If you can't generate enough leads every single day to keep the needle moving forward, drop a 5 in the chat. Drop a 5 in the chat if you can't close at least 2 new deals per week, whether it's small or large price tags. Drop a 5 in the chat if you can't keep clients for more than 3 months before they cancel services and stop paying your monthly fees. Drop a 5 in the chat if you can't figure out how to consistently and predictably grow your digital marketing agency with enough paying clients to call it a real business. Drop a number 5 in the chat if you can't hire or build a team because you don't have enough revenue coming in every single month to pay them, not even enough for virtual assistants. Drop a number 5 in the chat if you can't see a future with a precise clarity on exactly what needs to be done in order to scale a 7-figure marketing agency, let alone a 6-figure marketing agency. Let's do another quick exercise. Let's go to the opposite of that. I want you to drop a number 7 in the chat if you think that any of the following can have a massive impact on your agency. So drop a number 7 in the chat if being able to wake up every morning knowing that your calendar is full of new, qualified prospects wanting to speak with you and wanting to get help to help them grow their business, if that would change your life and make a big impact. Drop a number 7 in the chat if being able to consistently close at least 2 deals per week and ascending them up a strategic value ladder that's proven to work will change your life and impact others. I want you to drop a number 7 in the chat of having the ability to keep clients for years versus a couple short months, which allows you to have, once again, that stack revenue and skyrocket your agency. Drop a number 7 in the chat. Drop a number 7 in the chat of creating enough income to grow a real business which encompasses high-valued assets and value in the marketplace. If that will change your life and make a big impact, drop a number 7 in the chat. I want you to drop a number 7 in the chat if having the ability to hire and build a team to not only grow your business, but help the economy by providing stable jobs in the workplace. Drop a number 7 in the chat, because I cannot tell you how good it feels to have dozens and dozens of employees. Drop number 7 in the chat of having precise clarity on services you're offering, how to sell them, and how to scale them will help you scale your digital marketing agency. Drop a number 7 in the chat. If any of these things on here, any bullet in here, had a little effect on you, touched your heart, made you think a little bit differently, okay? Now, drop a number 3 in the chat if you're doing under $10,000 per month and you think you should be doing way more. Drop a number 3 in the chat and be honest with yourself, be honest with everybody in the room. As you can see, there is a lot of people dropping a number 3 in here. Okay, drop a number 3 in the chat if you're doing under $10,000 per month and you believe you should be doing way more than that. Okay, here's what I want to do. If you dropped a number 3 in the chat, I want to partner with you. I want to become your partner. Okay, I want you to book a call with me directly. This is not my team. So this is not anybody from my team. You are booking a call with me directly on my calendar. Okay, it's going to be a 30-minute private Zoom strategy session to see where you're stuck and how I can help you. Okay, how many people think that after jumping off a private Zoom strategy call with me that you'll get a little bit of clarity? Okay, drop a number 3 in the chat if that's you. Drop a number 3 in the chat if that's you. Once again, there is no credit cards. Put your wallets away. Okay, this is not a paid call. This is a 30-minute call with me directly. Once again, when you go into Calendly, and let's take a look at this really quick. Let's go back to the screen over here. I'm going to show you what this looks like so you're like, Chad, you're crazy. All right, and we're going to do this in real time. We're actually going to have fun with this. Okay, so check this out really quick. Oh, I'm using the wrong mouse. Great. All right, cool. Let's go over here and let's go to the Calendly link. Boom. Okay, the link is in the chat, by the way, for those of you lazy people that can't figure out what the link is. All right, I have made myself available for the next 2 weeks. This is what my calendar looks like. Once again, you see my face here. I will be the one showing up to the call. Okay, you can see that today, the rest of today has already gotten booked out. If I refresh the page, couple appointments left on the 12th, okay? I'm making myself available for the next 2 weeks, okay? You can book a call directly with me, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen on the call, okay? I'm gonna do a 30-minute call, and I'm gonna break down your agency. And I'm gonna figure out not only your agency, I want your mindset, your external beliefs, your internal beliefs. I wanna know what it is that's stopping you from hitting the 6-figure mark, okay? Because you should be able to grow your agency from 0 to $100,000 in revenue within 12 months, okay? There is no reason, no doubt why you should not be able to do this if you just have clarity, okay? So I will help you get that clarity. So if you're interested in partnering with me and learning a little bit more about what we have to offer and how everything works as far as our partnership, I want you to go ahead, schedule a call with me. Once again, as I keep going through here, they're going to start getting booked out. Schedule a 30-minute call with me, once again, and I will jump on the call and speak to you directly. Now, what I do want to mention is my time, as you guys know, is very valuable and it's also very limited, which basically means I don't have a lot of it. So I've set certain hours in the day where I'm available. There's only a couple of hours I'm going to be available, and I'm only doing this for the next 14 days. I will only be taking calls for the next 14 days. Outside of that, I will no longer be taking calls anymore. You will not be speaking to me. You'll be speaking to my team. Okay, so if you would like to speak with me directly, what you want to do is you want to click the link inside of the chat. There's a link inside of the chat. If you're, by the way, in the Facebook groups or on my Facebook personal page and you're watching this live stream, somebody from my team will go in there and drop the links in the comments here shortly. Okay, or you can actually look below. The link is right there if you want to type away. Okay, how many people actually booked a call? Go ahead and come back into the chat and drop a number 5 in the chat if you booked a call with me. All right, Richie booked a call, Nick booked a call, Sean booked a call, Rasan booked a call. How many other people booked a call? A bunch of other people. I see people on Facebook booked a call. All right, awesome. What I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna hang around for a couple of minutes, all right? And I want you guys to go ahead and ask questions that were not answered to you by my team that was hanging out in the chat. Looks like Jason booked a call, Woodley booked a call, We got a bunch of people booking calls. So once again, let's refresh the page over here. Let's have some fun with it. Let's see how you guys are filling out my actual calendar. Let's go ahead and drop questions that you have in the chat. I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little bit. 2 more calls for tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow's about to be fully booked out. Thank you for making my day busy, people. So go ahead, drop any questions that you have. I'd love to answer them. Let's hang out. So what happens to InstaSite SEO plan after the 6 months? Great question, Jason. The whole point is because you're selling a bundled plan, it stays. If they cancel the actual bundle plan, they would have to pay for the InstaSite separately, and that InstaSite would be higher. It's just like your phone plan, right? So instead of that InstaSite being free with your plan, if you want to detach it and cancel your SEO after 6 months and stay with the bundle plan, this is what you would do for your clients, obviously, okay? Then you would detach it and you would charge $99 a month just for the website alone or something like that, right? Nick asked, do you have any strategies for selling just the software? Yes, 100%. The software, actually, it's a good point that you made that. Look, back in the day when I was selling these bundles, we didn't have dash clicks. We didn't have the software to sell. You want to make it even sweeter? Create an even sweeter option in that bundle and bundle in the software, a free version of the software. So now not only do you get a basic SEO plan, you also get a free website, which is an InstaSite. You are also getting free access to a sales marketing and automation tool. So now you get a CRM system, you get sales tools, you get all these awesome tools that you can have, okay? So that's how to make your offer. Once again, we spoke about how creating an offer is important, how making it sexy is even more important. 90% of you don't need to be good salespeople, you just have to have a good offer, okay? Sean said, can we add our offers, or should we add these offers to our site? I have an InstaSite. I don't think you need to right now. And I think by doing that, it's just going to be more confusing for you. Honestly, Sean, what I would recommend doing is actually just forgetting about all the tech stuff and just picking up the phone and dialing. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go out and you're going to create a whole landing page for your site with this offer, and you're going to make it all look all good and try to build a whole marketing strategy around it. And that's going to take you a couple of days. And that's a couple of days you could have spent making phone calls, dialing, and closing deals, right? So I honestly, right now, I don't think you need to do that, okay? Rasan asks, as per the irresistible sales formula training, you said it's good to wait 7 days to check in and upsell them again on the value ladder. How should I wait to upsell a client on Google Ads after selling an SEO? 14 days, since SEO is a longer term strategy, 7 days might be too short. So basically what Rasan is asking, if you're using the value ladder approach, is for those of you guys who don't understand what a value ladder is, it's selling somebody something small up front and then moving up the ladder and selling them something more expensive as you start scaling up. So your question was, if you actually sold them on Google Ads, you'd be going backwards in the value ladder, right? Because Google Ads would be at the top of the value ladder, as an example, but it doesn't matter if you're already up there, you can cross-sell and downsell, it doesn't matter, right? If they're doing Google Ads, I'd probably wait like a good 7 to 14 days. I think what we've realized is if you put too much pressure on your prospects, they actually don't end up buying anything, or they feel uncomfortable, right? So you don't want to try to, like, what I've seen a lot of people doing, where I see a lot of agencies fail, is they'll create a bundle, and they're like, hey, we have a bundle, it's Google Ads, SEO, you get a website, you get social media posting, and you get content marketing, and it's $2K a month. And they try to go out into the market and sell that. It's too much. It's too confusing. It's too hectic. It's like, it's too intense for your clients, right? Start off with a good bundle. Best bundle that you can do is the one that we've tried. Basic SEO package and dash clicks, it's $199 a month, right? And then an InstaSite. It gives you like 70+% margins if you're using dash clicks. If you're leveraging the dash click software and you're leveraging InstaSites, you can build those sites automatically. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to do InstaSites without InstaSites, so you got to use InstaSites and dash clicks, okay? And then the next thing that you should do is, if you really want to automate this and save time, what I highly recommend is jumping into the Plus plan inside of dash clicks. It's $297 a month, but it saves you hours of time every single day by being able to create all of these deal automations. I'll actually show you what it looks like, because it's pretty cool. So I have it up here. Can we go P&P really quick, Carlos? And then I'll jump into the remaining of the questions, guys. We'll hang out for another couple minutes. So if you go to deals as an example, okay, and you have your sales pipeline here, and I'm inside of a demo account. if you just toggle over this top right, it says deal automations. You can see that you can literally build all of these deal automations inside of your CRM. So as an example, if let's say the first stage in your pipeline was qualified, okay, the first stage all the way to my left here, all right? If it was qualified, that's basically that person put their hand up and said, chat, I'm interested in the website. Go ahead and send me an email and a text message. I'd love to see what it looks like. All I would literally do is I would come in here, I would add a deal automation, I would click build InstaSite, and obviously what I would do is I would target specific industries. So you run campaigns based on industry. Like I said before, I would go to Google, I would type in plumbing, and I would start calling all the plumbers. If you know you're calling all the plumbers, you would just go in here as an example, whatever. Let's say if you're calling an accountant, you'd come in here, or if you're calling an architect, you'd come in here, or whatever it is, appliance repair, you'd come in here. You select the template, you just click next, and then here, you can also send them notifications and all that good stuff. I'm just gonna skip this right now. You can set delays on it, so literally it can happen instant, right? You put the deal name, so let's just say, you know, build IS for InstaSite as an example. I want this to happen immediately. And I click go, and then boom, now you can see the first deal automation that's all the way on the top left is literally building an InstaSite. So now if I get out of this, all I have to do now is when I get somebody that's interested, I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna literally create a new deal, right? So I'll say test, okay? I'll fill this information out, and then I will also associate a business and associate a person. So these two right over here, associate a business and associate a person. Those are the two that you'd want to add in there. And once you do that, it'll automatically drop into the stage in your deal automations to start triggering. Now you can create and craft as many deal automations as you want with this. This is where it gets really, really cool. So you can do things like, let's say I want to like delete this as an example, right? All right, cool, I want to delete this as an example. Right, so now in my first stage, I want to build an InstaSite, all right? And then after I build an InstaSite, I want to move the deal stage. So I want to go here, I want to move the deal stage. I want to move this over to the next stage of my pipeline, which is contact made. Let's just say that's what I want to do. I want this to be immediate, so it's like whatever, send email, right? Think about this as this could be like your follow-up stage, right? This could be whatever stage you want. Now, automatically what's gonna happen is it's going to build out an InstaSite the second it drops into that column, and then after that, it's automatically gonna move the deal stage over from one stage to the other, all right? And then you can have a whole nother set of automations. So what I'm saying is you can literally get super creative with this and start automating your entire sales pipeline of what happens after you actually make that initial phone call, somebody raises their hand and said they're interested. You can also build an Insta report automatically. So it's not just InstaSites. If we're using the Insta reports method, you can do that. You can send off an email. You can send an SMS message. You can add a note. You can add a reminder, you can add a deal tag, you can change the deal owners if you want to flip it over to your VA, right? You can do all of these different cool deal automations, and what's cool in here is as you start having, like how many of you guys would like to have a pipeline like this, right? Where you got a bunch of deals inside of your pipeline and you're literally busy all freaking day. Okay, by the way, for those of you guys, I'm getting a bunch of notifications on my phone every time one of you guys book. My phone is blowing up. If Gil or Daniel, can you drop the link in the chat one more time? Carl, so if we can get that banner up really quick. One last time, guys, I'm going to hang out with you guys for a couple more minutes and show you some really cool strategies, but go ahead and book a call with me if you want to partner with me. I will work with you directly and show you how to scale your agency. So it's really, really an awesome program that we have going on. So go ahead. Click the link, it's in the chat. For those of you guys who are not in the Zoom call, you can check out this bottom banner. You can go there. Once again, I'll be available for the next 2 weeks. I'm only taking about 5 or 6 calls a day, and after that, it's gonna be booked out. So probably within the first 50 people that book, it's gonna be capped out, all right, and then we're done. So let's go back P&P really quick. So like deal automations is really cool because you can do all of these deal automations. A lot of you guys, if you're not using a CRM system right now, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how you're tracking your deals, right? So you literally come into your CRM system and you start literally coming in here and you can see exactly what's happening in your CRM system. You can see the flow of everything. You can see here all the InstaSites that you built or all the Insta reports that you built for this specific person, right? You can see all their information. You can see how much the deal is, right? If you're doing bundles, here's a really cool feature that some of you guys might not know, which is awesome. You can actually come click this little icon right here, and you can actually add bundles in here. So you can say, hey, you know what? This deal is it's $6.99 a month, okay? And it is, let's do, it's a monthly contracts, and it's going to be for 6 months. It's going to be for 6 months. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and save that. All right, the system will automatically calculate and they'll start doing everything. All right, and now you know how much your deals are worth. So when you put deals inside of the pipeline, you can actually start getting real figures here. The system will automatically calculate that. If I go back, right, we can now see how much that deal is worth. Where you can see Clever, whatever, website renewal, $4,194, right? And as you start moving these deal stages over, your goal is obviously to get a deal all the way into the one column. So eventually you want to take this deal and you want to drop it into the one column. All right, and that's how you start tracking all of your deals. If I drop it in the one column, boom, I got a one deal. And then now you can go to reporting, and this is how you can start leveraging and seeing, is this working for me? Am I actually closing deals? How many new deals did I put in the last 30 days as an example, right? Or whatever it is. I got $8 million in my pipeline. How many deals did I want? How many deals did I lose? What are my best days? What are my worst days? Who's my best sales reps? Who's my worst sales reps? You can see all of that, okay, right inside of your Deals app, right? And you can also control it by value if you really want to shift and focus on value. So Deals is where you should be hanging out. Aside from that, your prospecting tools, once again, InstaSites and InstaReports. Okay, two best prospecting tools on earth. I've sold millions and millions of dollars using just these two prospecting tools and nothing else. What I want you guys also to understand is InstaSites and InstaReports, these are not like, this is not your end solution, okay? What these are literally prospecting tools, okay? It's a tool. It's a way for you to get people to raise their hand and say, yes, Chad, I'm interested. It's a way for you to be different outside of everybody who's doing the same thing all the time, because that stuff gets really, really boring, right? So go back P&P really quick. So InstaSites, we have about 223 InstaSites. How many of you guys use InstaSites today? Can you drop a number 3 in the chat? I'm just curious. How many of you guys have ever used InstaSites? A lot of you guys, wow. How many of you guys have used InstaReports? Drop a number 5 in the chat if you've used InstaReports before. A lot of you guys too. Yeah, they're great tools. We have about 223 sites. We've actually, who wants to hear a little secret that's cool? Want to hear a secret that's cool? Little secret, little cool thing. We got, I think, about like another 70 InstaSites coming here in the next, hopefully, couple of weeks, fingers crossed. Right? And not only are we going to have InstaSites, but we're going to have landing page InstaSites. So you can actually build 2-pager landing pages, just like a funnel, where somebody comes in, they opt into a form, and then boom, they go to a thank you page. You can track conversions. You can do all that stuff. So imagine literally building ClickFunnels style landing page using our InstaSites technology with all these automations. You can also automate them all within the deal automations, right? So it's gonna be really, really cool. So we got about 70 brand new templates coming out, and not only are they templates, but they're templates with offers. So like a gym is gonna have like 1 free personal training session. So like the whole funnel is literally built out for you using the InstaSite technology, and you just fill out, you know, the business information, and boom, it'll spit out a whole 2-pager funnel for you, which is amazing, 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 and it's gonna be super, super crazy, super, super cool. So I am excited about that. So that's some cool things happening. Let me scroll up to see if I can miss some other questions. Yeah, there's a lot of other questions. By the way, guys, all right, let's do this. If I didn't answer your question, go ahead and redrop it below because they're getting buried. All right, so I'll start from the beginning here. That's definitely hot. Client onboarding templates with offers. That's what's up. Lick the landing page idea. I definitely will lick the landing page's idea, Christopher. Thank you for that. I think it's delicious as well. Rasan said, is InstaSites preview link? I believe so. I believe so. I'm not sure. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Ask your questions below. When would listings be available in Canada? Karen asks. We are actually working on it. It's very difficult to get inside of these listing networks by country. At first we started in the US, then we got expanded and we went into, I believe, the UK, then we went into Australia. and I think one other country, I forgot what it is. And we are working on Canada. I don't have an exact time frame, but I know it's something in the works. We've been getting a lot of requests for it. How do you handle external duplicate content issues with clients on Insta site? Rich, I wouldn't worry about that at all. We have personally sold thousands of Insta sites inside of our call center, and I have never had any issues with duplicate content. We've always been able to rank websites. There's been no issues with that. Rasan said, Chad, is it better to sell Google before SEO, since SEO is a long-term strategy? I would actually sell SEO before I sell Google. Okay, the reason for that is you want people to be in a long-term strategy with you. You want clients to pay you for longer. Okay, PPC campaigns have a very short retention rate. SEO campaigns have the longest retention rate from any of the marketing services. We service thousands of campaigns. So I'm telling you guys this is based on real data. Okay, so that's really what you want to focus on. Insights on client onboarding, contracts, proposals. Book a call with me and I'll talk to you about a bunch of those, because we got a bunch of those really awesome things as well. So let's see what else we got. What else we got? Keep them coming! I'm going to show you some other cool stuff in here while I'm in here. Okay, so we have Insta sites. Insta reports, for those of you guys who have never used Insta reports, you're absolutely insane. Okay, Insta reports literally allows you to build these beautiful multi-tiered, multi-progress reports, which shows you exactly what's happening with the company. If I can grab the mouse, yeah, boom, there we go. Shows you exactly what's happening with the company, like full-blown reports. This is what we use to sell high-end bundles. So you can literally run an Insta report. So let's go back to strategy now, right? You can literally run an Insta report automatically using your deal automations. Okay, and then what would happen literally is they would get this report, and when you jump on a scheduled call with them, you can go straight to the SEO and be like, hey, you have this rating in SEO, we think we can get you higher, here's exactly what we think we can do, here's your current rankings, here's all the information that we need to work on, here's how you stack up against your competitors, right? So this is basically your selling tool. This is to show the customer, instead of telling them. I'm a big believer, don't tell, show. Right? Don't tell, show, because what's going to happen is when you show your customer stuff, they believe you. When you tell your customer something, they don't believe you. So it's a big, that's where Insta reports kind of changed everything for us. Rasan said, Chad, TikTok ads, reputation management, email marketing coming soon, hopefully. Yeah, those are actually all things inside of our pipeline that we hope to have coming very soon to you guys here at Dashclicks, which is something that we're also very excited about. What is the overall strategy for first call versus second call for sales process? Karen asked. Very good question. 7 touch points is my goal. 7 touch points from my prospecting booked. 7 touch points from me actually doing outbound calls and prospecting people. Okay, from them actually having me booked after I do the demo. 7 touch points again. I will do 7 touch points again from the prospecting to closing the deal. So 7 follow-ups. Okay, and I'll just keep going until they tell me no. All right, what else we got? What other questions we got? Now's the time, fire away. This is your time, ask it all. Let's see what else we got. While those are loading in here, I am going to go back in here, and I'm actually gonna go to sites. Quick question for you guys. How many of you guys have an agency website right now? Go ahead and drop a number 5 in the chat if you have an agency website with Dashclicks. Go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat if you do not have an agency website with Dashclicks. Drop a number 3 in the chat. I want to kind of feel the room out really quick. Drop a number 3 in the chat. Mike, Rex, Karen, who else does not have? Paul, Woodley, Allison. Guys, let me show you guys this. So I want you guys to log into your account and go to the Sites app. Okay, a lot of people misunderstand the power of this agency website. Okay, what most people will do is, instead of spending all the time that we just discussed on phone calls and trying to close deals, they're going to spend the next 4 weeks of time and thousands of dollars trying to go out and build the website. When literally you can just go in here, log in, go to the Sites app in the menu bar. So you want to go over here, you want to click on Sites, and literally on the bottom rail, you can just click on all these different templates. Okay, you can click on any of these different templates, just go into any of these, click on the preview button on the top right, and literally you can see exactly what your website will look like. Okay, as you can see, and these are beautiful 25-page agency websites, all fully customized, synced with your dashboard, all this really good stuff, and you can activate them with literally the click of a button. Their $97 one-time fee and $25 a month includes hosting, drag and drop, website builder, and an SSL certificate. Literally, within the next 15 minutes, you can go from having no website to a website, which is a beautiful one, and you can pick from all these different templates. We have, I think, about a dozen templates in here that you can pick from. So all these really beautiful templates. I think this is also one of my favorites too. I think this is it. Yeah, purple rainfall. Purple rain. Yeah, look how beautiful these, I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Templates, they have all the services that we offer in here. So you can, like, it's all already built to scale. You don't need to do anything. All the content's on here. It's SEO friendly. It just, these are really, really beautiful sites. Okay, how many of you guys knew that this was even in the dashboard? Can we drop a number 4 in the chat? Did you even know that this was in the dashboard? Drop a number 3 in the chat if you had no clue that this was in the dashboard. Drop a number 3 really quick. I'm just curious. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that it's there. Okay, but it's really, really powerful. So highly recommend going in there. That's your best place to start. Yeah, a bunch of people have sites, as you can see. I've been there, done that. That's why I did Insta sites, love it. Can I check out Treasure's sales offer? Let's see what else we got. What other questions we have? I meant just say, what are you saying on, let's see. Oh, questions are coming in. Too crazy, too crazy. Do you have an item-by-item training on how to explain Insta reports to a client? I use Insta sites now. Yes, we actually do, Christopher. If you go to our YouTube channel, I personally have done a training. I think Daniel also just recently did a training on Insta sites and Insta reports, I believe. But if you just type in like Insta reports walkthrough into YouTube, you will get, there's a video that I did that's an exact walkthrough that shows you what all the metrics mean and how to actually sell it to your clients. Daniel has a great Insta reports training, Rasan said. Yeah, and these are all free. They're up on our YouTube channel. You can check them out, right? Let's see what else we got. What about customizations requested by client, color, services management, all that good stuff? Serge, here's what I recommend doing. Don't do it. If a client wants to customize their website, let them go into the editor. It's drag and drop. They can do it all themselves. They don't need you for that. Don't waste your time on that. The biggest loss that we had as a digital marketing company was when we started selling website maintenance. Okay, we would charge hourly for website changes, and it just became too much of a headache. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't scalable. It just wasted our time, right? So just don't even do that and just focus on selling the website. And the whole point is you have a dashboard. Log in. When you sell your customer an Insta site, they get access to their own dashboard. They can go to their Sites app and edit their own website. Okay, so that's really the importance of this. Okay. Let's keep going down here. What are the landing pages? A new Insta site you said coming again in about 2 weeks. Yeah, but we're hoping maybe a little longer than 2 weeks, but with the next couple of weeks we're hoping. All right, I love it. I love it. Let's see what else we got. If I'm on a free Dashers account, how many Insta reports can I make per month? 1. Here's another thing. Also, and just to kind of feel the room out here, how many of you, if you guys are on the free Dashers plan, drop a number 1. If you're on the $97 a month plan, drop a number 2. And if you're on the $297 plan, drop a number 3. Kind of want to feel the room out really quick. Okay. For those of you guys who are on the free plan is cool, but you're not going to be able to do much. Okay, because really what it is, just like anything in free, it's for you to kind of test drive stuff, to see it, feel it, touch it, see how you like it, but you're not going to be able to scale with that. Like, if you want to do the whole method that we spoke about today, right, you're going to need to build more than 3 Insta sites a month, because that's what you get on the free plan. You're probably going to want to go into like a $297 a month plan, so you have room to scale. You're going to be building 5 to 10 websites per day. Right? So think about that. You got to start doing those calculations. Okay? And it's not just Insta sites, it's many other things. Like if you're on the free plan, you're not white labeled 100%. You can't set up your custom domain and white label your domain. You have to move away from the free plan. And listen, guys, I know like a lot of people don't like spending money, but once again, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to spend money to make money. Okay? And if you think about it like this, if you're starting a digital marketing agency, really all you need is a Dashlix account. You can jump into a $97 plan. I recommend the $297 plan so you can have room to scale, and the $297 plan also has all of the automations and all the crazy stuff that'll save you a lot of time. That's all in the $297 plan. But that's all you need. You need that and a phone. Okay? And then you can start scaling up. You can do everything that we spoke about today here on the webinar. That's all you need. You don't need anything else, right? So that's really what it's about, no matter which plan. Let's see what else we got. What's the current cost for Insight? We do clients. What do you, so somebody's asking, Mitch asked, what's the current cost of Insight? So once you sell an Insights have a one-time cost of $97, and then it's $25 per month after that, right? And that includes the website builder, it includes access to the drag and drop builder, hosting it includes, and it also includes an SSL certificate, right? And then they also get a sub account, so your client gets a free sub account as well at the same time. So hopefully that helps. Let's see what else we got. What else do we got? All right, guys, what I'm gonna do is the last time before we go here, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat again to book a call with me. We're gonna drop the banner on here one last time. Okay, this is the last time to book a call with me if you want to partner with me and get more information on how we can work together to help you scale up your agency. The link is right down here if you're watching this live. If you're watching the replays, because I am going to be sending this replay out to our entire list, check the link below. Hopefully there's some spots left on there for you. If there is some spots, go ahead and snatch it up. And that is basically today's webinar. So did you guys have a good time today? Go ahead and make some noise. Drop a number 5 in the chat. Did you learn anything today? Did you have some light bulb moments? Do you have any moments that maybe make something impactful for you? Right? Go ahead and drop a number 5 in the chat. All right, guys, I love all of you guys. I will see you guys inside of your dashboard. I will also be doing more webinars like this, hopefully every couple of weeks, so we can hang out together. So what you want to do is a couple of things. Make sure you keep an eye out for our webinars. Also make sure is when you get that invite link to register, also make sure when you register, you're actually adding it to your calendar, because a lot of times we forget. Okay, so if I start doing these webinars, every 2 weeks, would you guys show up? Drop a number 1 in the chat. Drop a number 1 in the chat. If I start doing these webinars every 2 weeks, would you show up? Free webinars. All right, cool. Well, keep your eye out for it. Add it to your calendar. Once again, the link to book a call with me is below. We will leave it in the comments. I will see you, for those of you guys who booked a call, I will see you guys on the one-on-one demo call. I'm super excited to speak to you one-on-one, kind of dive deep into your agency. You'll be able to ask me all the questions that you've just been trying to get out and try to get answers for. I'll be there to assist you one-on-one in a 30-minute Zoom session, so super excited for that. And I will see you on the next webinar. Thanks for using Dashlix, guys. I love all of you guys. Have an amazing night.